Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. Now here in Pikeville, as a lot of places in eastern Kentucky, the loss of coal jobs has had a big impact on the economy. So one man and one company is trying to do something about that. We sent Chris Tomlin to learn about Bitsource.
It may look like an old Coca-Cola distribution building on the outside, but inside this is home to one of Pikeville's most unique businesses. I'm talking about Bitsource, which is largely staffed by laid-off coal mine workers. And with their help, they might be turning Pikeville from a coal town into a tech town. Let's head inside.
Bitsource is a digital services company that my partner and I, Lynn Parrish, started a little over 3 years ago. We do computer coding and software development, digital services, creative applications, augmented reality, database, all the things that go into websites.
You have seen a demand for jobs in Pikeville and Pike County from laid-off coal miners, because the coal industry obviously has taken a hit in these parts. And so tell me a little bit about how you recognize that need and what Bitsource has done to help meet that need to provide jobs here in Pikeville.
The total collapse of our industry was a terrible thing to experience. It was really some of the hardest times I've ever seen. My father always told me, he grew up here in the Depression, and he said, you know, he'd always say, son, you've never seen hard times in the mountains. And he was right, but I have now. When the downturn came, we just knew all these really talented people that didn't have a job and really didn't see any prospects for a job. So they're really faced with leave the area or stay here and starve. We came across software development and coding, that there was a demand for coding. Coding was a skill that you could learn like a trade. It was something that you could get a proficient in a short amount of time, less than a college degree. And that it had an earning potential equivalent to our mining jobs, which were lost.
Now, when you first put out a call for people to come work with Bitsource, and you gave preference to coal industry folks.
Displaced coal industry workers.
Displaced coal industry workers, and you weren't sure what the response would be. Yeah. What was that response?
Well, you know, I told Lynn when we decided we were going to do this, you know, hey, we might get 50 people to try this. And so we did a radio ad, and we received 950 applications in just a few days, to where we had to pull the ad, and it overwhelmed us. We had so much data that our first problem as a software development company, we had to write some software to sort through all the applications.
I heard this ad actually on the radio, and you know, I wanted to come back home and live where my family was, and so I figured I would give it a shot. And you know, there's more future, you know, coding. There's more opportunities.
We want to stay here, and they want to stay here. They want to be able to stay here and raise their families and have this high quality of life that we really enjoy here.
Is there a mountain to overcome in terms of getting in the door at a place like Silicon Valley?
We say we're a blue collar coding company here. We're kind of blue collar in our work ethic. And so we don't have to have beanbag chairs and ping pong tables here. You know, we just bring our lunch buckets and sit down and go to work, and we're used to that.
Was it intimidating to come from that world to this world?
The first day, yes, it was. It was, you know, they were talking about what we would do over the next 22 weeks, and I had never done anything like coding. You know, I'd messed with a computer, but not like that. So I was like, I don't know if I can do this.
Right. Just looking around your office, I can sense that there's a deep commitment to the roots here in Pikeville. I mean, it's on the walls, it's everywhere you look here. I mean, there's something that signifies where you come from. How important is it to you to keep Bitsource a Pikeville born and raised, you know, from this community operation?
Well, I always say I'm an unapologetic hillbilly. That's just who I am, and I can't change that. And people from this part of the world love it, and they're very proud of it. And there's a fierce pride and sense of place for people that are from this region. So we all take great pride in that.
What does it mean to you to be able to give something back to this community that's so positive and help people who have been displaced and have fallen on hard times? What does that mean to you, like on an emotional level, to be able to do that?
To quote our great football coach, just recognized in the Hall of Fame the other day, Philip Haywood, Coach Haywood from Belfry, it's one thing to be successful, it's another to have significance in your life. And so if we were able to succeed at this, I think it would be significant. And that's something that does bring a certain amount of satisfaction.
What has a place like Bitsource, do you think, meant to the community and to you and your family and your peers?
It means that, you know, there's going to be good paying jobs here, and, you know, everybody's just looking for some kind of hope, because we've lost a lot of jobs. And, you know, there's a future here if we just, you know, capitalize on it.
Well, it must make you proud.
Oh, that's proud. It's great to be an Eastern Kentuckian and a Kentuckian.
That's great. Well, thank you, Rusty.
Hey, God
Great
bless you.
stuff here at Bitsource.